Hi there, my name is Stanley from Team Deberoo, and in this video we are going to review SmartyAds DSP and see if we can create a native campaign. So let's dive in.
This video is brought to you by Deberoo.com, the #1 affiliate marketing software platform.
Alright, here we are at the homepage of SmartyAds DSP, and today we are going to review their platform. So we are going to see what kind of traffic they have available and if we can create a native ads campaign. So a lot to discuss, let's dive straight in. So like I said, here we are on the homepage of SmartyAds, and first I want to see what kind of traffic do they have available, what kind of ad formats do they have available. Do they have any specifics on numbers, amount of impressions, the amount of geos, etc, etc, etc. So let's take a look. Full stack programmatic advertising at scale. World's most powerful solutions for advertising and monetization. Let's see. Alright, so we're just going to go straight to the advertise section, since that's going to be the section that is most interesting to us, of course. Alright, cost efficiency, brand safety, omni-channel reach. Alright, so here are the different ad formats of SmartyAds DSP. So we have the banner ads, classic of course, video, native ads, which is what we're going to focus on today, rich media, connected TV, and new is push ads. So they now have push ads available as well, but we are going to focus on the native ads. So let's see. Use DSP for native advertising with in-feed, in-app, custom, and recommendation widgets that seamlessly blend with website's interface, deliver additional value to the user, and maximum ROI to the advertiser. Alright, compatibilities that matter: campaign builder, campaign management, campaign analysis. So that is standard. Speaking of the campaign builder, let's dive in. Oh, first we have some global reach through all geos and business verticals. This is quite interesting. So arts and entertainment is 22%, I think, of their total traffic that they sent. Technology and computing, hobbies and interests, business, education, news is pretty high as well. Health and fitness, society, science and sports. And after that it starts to drop even more. So those are basically the primary verticals that they're good at. Right here, global monthly impressions. So we have 4 billion for North America. Central America, we have 574 million. And South America, 329 million. Then we have Africa down here, 28 million. Europe, 108. Middle East, 5 million. Russia, 209 million global impressions per month. Then we have Southern Asia right here, 15 million. Australia, 64. Oceania, 12 million. Southeastern Asia, 3 billion. And Eastern Asia, 219. So a lot of impressions, although it doesn't really say anything about the specific geos. And most likely you will have a specific geo that you want to promote in. So if it's Australia, you know exactly what the monthly impressions there are, how many they have. But for example, if you pick one of the European countries, we don't know how much traffic they have available. Alright, let's see. Alright, that's basically it. So let's dive in and let's go to the login section. I'm going to go to the demand-side platform. Alright, here we are. So we are going to create a native campaign today. So we're going to click on campaigns, and right here at the plus campaign button, we can create a new campaign. So we're going to do native, of course. Alright, next, the campaign name. Let's just call it Deberoo. Then we have the traffic type. So we have mobile web, desktop web, or in-app. All right, so that's nice that they have the in-app feature as well. So that's very cool. So let's actually do that. Let's actually do in-app and see what their in-app traffic is like. Then we have the device type. So smartphone, tablet, or CTV. I'm not quite sure what CTV stands for. But whatever, we're going to focus on smartphone. Top level domain. So the main page of the advertised resource. So this is going to be your campaign URL. I'm just going to put the Deberoo website here, but please just copy your domain URL, your campaign URL, and paste it right here. All right. Click booster. Self-learning mechanism for increasing the CTR, learning stats on the second day after campaign activation. All right, so this is basically a sort of automizer that checks your CTR and tries to improve it with the use of algorithms. So we could turn that on, but we're going to keep it off right now. The field must be a valid domain name. Let's see if we can do this. Well, it is a valid domain name. All right. Okay. Sure, that works. All right, so then we go to the tab time. All the time or select date range. So we can select a start date and an end date. We're just going to do all time. Then right here at this small button right here, we have the day parting. So right here we can select specific days and or hours that we want to promote on. Can we just select every day? Nope. Okay, so you will have to basically select them all, but we can just close this, I think. Is the day parting now turned off? Nope, day parting is on. All right, so we're just gonna deselect everything, see if it turns off then. Deselect everything, and it's off. Okay, all right. Perfect. Next up is the targeting. All right. So we can create an audience, we can select an audience from a list if we have saved it, or we can do some retargeting a specific audience, but we don't have any audiences. So we're going to press on create new. Yep. And we got to give our audience a name. So let's say Deberoo audience. Audience collection type. So who do we want in this audience? Do we want the people that click on our ad? Do we want the people that actually convert? Or do we want everybody who has a pixel fired? All right. We're going to go with the conversion one for now. Audience lifetime in days. So you can select the audience time of work to collect users. So we're just going to keep that on 90 days. Right here we have the geo-targeting, so we can include or exclude specific countries, regions, and cities. So let's do Australia for this one. Perfect. And for example, maybe we want to exclude a specific region, like for example, let's see. Well, just this one, for example, Australian Capital Territory, we exclude that like this. And we can also exclude cities, for example, if we want to. So if you don't want to promote in Throsby, then you can just select that. And now Throsby as well as the Australian Capital Territory are excluded from this campaign. All right, then we have GPS targeting. I'm not quite sure how this works. This is kind of new for me as well. So we have a huge map here, and this is Australia, of course, what we are targeting today. Okay, so we can include or exclude specific zip codes or coordinates. So can we just click on it? We can just click on it. All right. So if I don't want to run in this little city right here, including the area around it, I can just, I guess, just swipe this up. Boom. And this is now excluded. Oh, I'm sorry, this is included. So we need to click on exclude first, and then we can say, okay, we want this to exclude. I think it's now being excluded. It's a little bit confusing. I rather just have, I don't need the map, to be honest. I don't need the map. If I want to do some GPS targeting based on zip code, then I will enter the zip codes that I want to exclude, basically. This map is making it a little bit confusing. So yeah, let's leave that for what it is. All right, IAB categories. So advertising categories according to the IAB classification associated with the campaign. So we can basically, it's basically like interests, right? So you can select the interests that would fit your campaign. For example, if we have a sports product, then we want to add this one right here, sports. All right. You can also exclude specific interests. So if we have a campaign that is all about, let's say, that is all about law, government, politics. So maybe we want to exclude those, right? But of course, especially for the exclude, you want to have valid data to exclude specific interests. All right. Then we have the age range, very nice as well. So we can set a minimum age and a maximum age to our audience, which is quite nice. Then we have the connection type. So it's quite nice that they include all the different types of mobile connection. So we have Wi-Fi, cellular 3G, we've got 4G as well, Ethernet, and all cellular. All right, so that's very nice that they separate 3 and 4G, because maybe our core audience uses 3G and not 4G yet. All right, so that's very nice. Then we have the carriers, so we can include or exclude specific carriers that are active in the area that we want to target. Next up is the operating system. So we can select specific operating systems and basically say, okay, I want to run Android between 7.0 and 9.0. All right, and we can do that for all the different operating systems. Then we have the browsers. So right now it's set on include all, but if we deselect all, that is not possible. Okay, so we cannot target on browser. All right, that's fine. I mean, it might be a problem later if we notice that specific browsers are not converting. For example, if Internet Explorer is not converting, but Google Chrome is going through the roof, then we might want to exclude Internet Explorer. So as of right now, it doesn't seem like, oh, actually, maybe it does work. So Internet Explorer, I want to exclude. Okay, perfect. So it does work. You just need to click on the area behind it, and then you can add your browser that you want to include or exclude. Then we have language. So the language that we're going to add, that we're going to include in this campaign is going to be English. So this is the language in which the browser is set. Then we have the device brand, so we can include or exclude specific brands of the devices. All right, so far for the tracking. Now we have the filter lists. So domain, let's see what this does. Okay. All right, so right here we can whitelist or blacklist specific domains. Application names, we can do the same thing right here. Bundles IDs, device IDs, user IPs, publisher IDs, site and app IDs, and direct URL. So we can basically create all kinds of whitelists and blacklists on different levels right here, which is very nice that we have that option. Let's just continue. Then we have the budget. So the strategy of the budget, you can select the budget itself, giving a US dollar max to your campaign, or we can do it by count of impressions. All right, let's do budget. So we have daily budget and we have total budget, and we can set them both to unlimited or give a specific number to them. And then the distribution, do you want it to spend your daily budget as soon as possible? And the same goes for the campaign budget. Or do you want it to spread evenly throughout the day and or campaign? All right, I always like to use the evenly setting. Then the tracking is right here. Whoops. Doesn't seem to open. Pixel will be generated. Okay, all right. Optimization rules. So we can give our rule a name and then select the time range. And then you can select rule. So when the spend is higher than $50, then blacklist source. Or we can add another condition. For example, and. So when spend is higher than $50 and impressions is equal to whatever count, right? And then it will do whatever you tell it to do. So it will add it to a blacklist source or a whitelist source. All right, we're gonna delete this for now. We don't need this. All right, let's just unfold it. All right, so that is basically it seems like. So let's press next. And next up is our creatives. So let's see. We're gonna give our creative a name. So let's just call it Deberoo. Then we have the CPM. Is this a recommended bid? It's quite high. Actually, it's not that bad. All right. That's fine. Let's just leave it as is. I do not know whether this is a average CPM for the geo or just a recommended CPM or if it's just something random that appears here. So I'm not quite sure. I don't know their prices from the top of my head. Anyway, then we have the frequency. So we can set the frequency by IP address or by user. 9 out of 10 times this will mean the same thing, but it might be possible that a user browses something and then that user's roommate or family member or whatever also browses the web. And that's where this frequency starts to make a difference, because if we set it by IP address, that means that everybody living on that address, everybody under that same IP address will get that impression only once. So only one of them will see the ad per 24 hours, right? If you set it up that way. However, if we do it by user, then it means that if you have two devices on the same IP address, then you might get that impression twice, one on each device. All right. So we're going to do by user and show ads no more than 2 times in 24 hours. That's fine. Right here we have the logo and the image. So the image is, of course, mandatory. The logo is optional. So let's see. Do they have any? No, they don't have any dimensions. So we're just gonna add this one and add this one just to see what it does. Okay, so they're down here, perfect. So this is the logo and this is the featured image. Then we have the brand name. So you can give your brand a name. Let's just call it Deberoo. Ad title is basically the headline. How many characters do we have? We don't know. Maybe if I start typing. All right, I don't know. So let's just call it Deberoo headline number 1. We're still not out of characters, which is quite nice. Let's just see if we can keep adding characters when it starts to say, okay, this is too much. All right, so this is the amount of characters that you have. It's quite a lot, probably like I don't know, 50 or so. Then we have the ad text, which is basically the description. All right, so Deberoo description. The CTA button text, so book a call now, or install now, or download now, or read more, whatever you want. You can split test these, of course, as well. Then the click URL, this is going to be your campaign URL. Do not paste your click URL in here. Do not get confused by this term. This is going to be your campaign URL. I'm just going to put in the Deberoo domain. Display URL, so if we do not want to show HTTP https://deberoo.com. We can also set a display URL. For example, Deberoo is the best.com, right? If we wanted to show that. So then the user will see Deberoo is the best.com. However, when they click, they will get redirected to Deberoo.com. All right. This is not a valid URL. That is correct. Let's just do it like this. Still not a valid URL. Maybe we need the HTTPS. That's it. Perfect. All right, location folder. I don't know exactly what it is, but let's keep it on root. We don't have any other choice. All right, and let's see. So this is just some information on the image. Read more. All right, cool. So this is somewhat what our ad would look like. So this is the icon with the brand name and the link. And then right here we have the headline as well as the description and the featured image. And right here on the right is our CTA, our call to action. So let's save this. And boom, we now have our campaign creative. Perfect. And we can add more if we want. So you can just continue adding your creatives until you're 100% satisfied. And when you are, press save. And we should be good to go. There we go. So now our campaign is saved. We have set up everything. So pretty nice platform. Some confusing parts here and there. But overall, it's a pretty nice platform. I would like to have some recommendations on what the best dimensions are for their platform regarding the creative images. However, it is very nice that they have an option for a logo as well as a featured image. So overall, a pretty nice platform with a lot of options, especially targeting wise, a lot of different options, which is great. So you can pinpoint really exactly the type of user that you are trying to get. Some things that I missed is a recommended CPM and the amount of impressions I can expect in my specific geo with my specific CPM. All right, so those two might be very important things when you start launching your campaign, when you set up your campaign. You want to know, is there enough traffic available for me? All right, so for Australia, we saw on their homepage already that they have quite some monthly impressions for Australia. However, if you're going to promote in one of the European countries or one of these South American countries or African countries, then you might want to know specifically how much traffic there is available for that specific country. Same goes for Asia. We don't have any numbers on the specifics, and we don't get a estimated amount of impressions daily with our campaign, with our CPM. We also don't have a recommended CPM, so that CPM bit is kind of guesswork, it seems like, which might be very dangerous because you might have your bid too low, not generating any traffic, very annoying, but okay. But then on the other hand, we might set our bid too high if we don't know what the average or recommended CPM is for this specific traffic source, meaning that we might overpay for receiving our traffic. So that is not very user-friendly from SmartyAds DSP, but other than that, I really like their targeting. Like I said, they really have a lot of different options. So overall, a pretty decent platform. I just wish to have some more insights on the traffic and the cost of the traffic, which seem to me like very important in my preparation. All right, so that is gonna be it for this video, but no worries, like usual, there will always be more to come. So stay tuned for some more and new videos, and then I will catch you next time. Peace out.
This video is brought to you by Deberoo.com, the #1 affiliate marketing software platform.